Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so you want
Possibly.
You are awesome.
We're honored that she's here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the next governor of Texas, Wendy.
Thank you so much for being here today. I also want to thank our District Attorney, Craig Lopkins, who's here with us. And our Sheriff, and I'm so pleased to be here with you, opening our office in Dallas, where we are thrilled to have a presence and to have so many volunteers already working on our behalf. You made a huge step on Saturday, Celestia, and listening to you speak, I'm so proud of all that you have accomplished, and I'm so pleased that you shared your story with us. I'm so pleased to be here in Dallas and to be working with this community on changing the face of Texas and making sure that we're restoring the voice of everyday people, hardworking Texans, to the Texas Capitol as our priority. And this fight is catching on. We are growing. Right here in this city, we've already made over 121,000 phone calls.
All right.
We have knocked on more than 9,700 doors, and we've put hundreds and hundreds of feet on the ground. We are marshaling the largest, toughest, most advanced grassroots army that Texas has ever seen. And statewide, we made over 75,000 phone calls and door knocks just this past weekend.
All right.
But let's be clear about those numbers. They won't matter at all if we can't get people out to vote. This office will be a tool for you to reach out into communities and transform not only politics, but people. A real tool, an opportunity for helping people. But we have a lot of work ahead, and we have an opponent who is an insider bent on fighting against hardworking Texans. Texas. Greg Abbott is not working for you. He doesn't even want to acknowledge you. And in case you haven't heard, I challenged him earlier today to 6 debates. And within minutes, his campaign called to decline. Debates are a rare opportunity for Texas communities to hear from the people who are asking them for their trust and for their vote. And every Texan should get the opportunity to hear from the people who are asking for the privilege of serving as their next governor. 6 debates in 6 cities that reflect our state's diverse communities and perspectives. So make no mistake, Greg Abbott didn't just say no to debates. He said no to communities of people that matter in this state that we love. He said no to the people of Lubbock, to the people of El Paso, to the people of San Antonio, and to Houston. These communities, of course, are crucial to the success of our state, and every one of them has people within it who deserve to have their voices heard. But Dallas, Greg Abbott said no. Well, actually, that's not true. His campaign said no. He's hiding. He's too afraid to speak for himself, and he's clearly too afraid to explain his record to Texans. But given his record, that should come as no surprise to us. Because in a debate, he'd have to defend the fact that he served on the oversight committee of our Cancer Prevention and Research Institute in Texas and let his donors pilfer tens of millions of dollars away from cancer patients. He'd have to defend the fact that his donors in the payday lending industry were targeting military personnel with outrageous payday loans. But instead of stopping them, he gave them a green light to rack up rates, and they returned the favor. Payday lenders have given Greg Abbott nearly $200,000 in campaign cash. And even after seeing the fallout from his actions, he still chooses to defend the predatory lending practices that victimize service members and their families. In a debate, he'd have to defend the fact that he's fighting against nearly 600 Texas school districts in court, that he's defending overcrowded classrooms, that he's defending teacher layoffs, and that he's defending school closings across this state. He'd have to defend the fact that he pays, as Celestia said, some of the women in his office $6,000 a year less than he pays men doing the same work. He would have to defend the fact that he said he would veto an equal pay for equal work bill, even though in Texas, women earn on average 79 cents for every dollar that a man makes. Of course, if Texas had an equal pay law, the women in his office would have recourse to fight back against the fact that he's paying them less than men. And at the base of it all, Greg Abbott would have to defend his record of fighting against hardworking Texans. He is not working for women. He is not working for cancer patients. He is not working for military families. He is not working for our students. Greg Abbott is just another insider, and he is not working for the people of Texas. So who is he working for? Well, his record tells us that he's favoring special interests, but they can't save him because they can't debate for him. So he needs to act like a true Texan and debate me. And I'm calling on him. Not in the Valley, but in Houston and El Paso and San Antonio and Lubbock, because we face a very real and very personal choice in this election. And it's not just a choice between two different paths. It's a choice between two different visions, and people deserve to see those visions side by side. But still, one of the great things about this race is that the choice is clear. Because I will fight for every single hardworking Texan, regardless of race, regardless of I was proud to co-sponsor an equal pay bill in the Texas Senate. And when I'm governor, unlike what Governor Perry did, and unlike what Greg Abbott says he'll do, I will sign the equal pay bill. Not 1814. Women can go to college, we can own property, and we fought tooth and nail for every bit of that. And we will keep fighting because it's the right thing to do. Pay discrimination doesn't just affect women, it affects their families, and it trickles down to local businesses throughout our communities. After corruption was revealed at the Cancer Prevention Research Institute of Texas, I worked on 2 bills to fix the problems at that institute, to make sure that nothing like it ever happens there again. And I will keep fighting for our cancer patients and our families who are relying on us to find a cure.
Amen.
I championed a bill to crack down on abusive lending practices like the ones that hurt our heroes and hurt teachers across our communities. I fought against overcrowded classrooms, teacher layoffs, and school closings. And when I'm governor, I will keep fighting for our kids. They will be my number one. Of the Great Schools, Great Texas program that we've laid out, which includes a plan for pre-K for every 4-year-old in this state. And includes a plan to make sure that more young women like Celestia have an opportunity to find their way into college by doubling the number of early college high schools and dual credit classes that we have in our state. By making sure that we are respecting our teachers, paying them what they deserve, and that we're creating a pipeline of excellent teachers across the state. And probably not the least important of all in my plan is to reduce the emphasis on standardized testing. And I'll tell you why those things are important to me. Pre-K is important to me because when I was a young single mom, I knew the struggle of what it was like to afford daycare for my child. And the decision to put her in kindergarten probably before she was really ready for that, because I couldn't afford the full day child care for her and continue to work. I know the struggles of trying to find my way into the college arena, and what a help it would have been to me to have early college high school classes when I was a young person. And I know the impact that a great teacher can have on our lives as students, and that we need to do everything we can to promote and support great teachers across our state. But here's the bottom line, Dallas. Education is a promise that we make to our children. We say to them, stay in school, study hard, do your work, and you can achieve anything. But public education is a promise that we make to each other and to the generations that will follow us. It says, build your factory here, and you'll find plenty of qualified men and women to work in it. It's a promise that says, raise your family here, and no matter where you come from, your kids can go as far as their dreams will take them. It's a promise that says in this state, no one gets left behind or counted out. That's why a 19-year-old mom, raising a child on her own in a small trailer and then in a small apartment, sometimes sitting in the dark and praying and wondering how in the world she was going to be able to turn the lights back on, had an opportunity to go to community college and then TCU and on to Harvard Law School, and to be standing proudly in front of all of you today as your candidate to be the next governor of this beautiful, incredible state. I tell my story not because it's unique, it's precisely because it's not. My whole life I have seen Texans create a better life for themselves by working hard and relying on the promise of a partnership that our state makes to them to help them be a success. And I know that there are people across this state who care about that as much as I do, as much as all of us do in this room. And that's what makes this campaign something that belongs to every single one of us. I know that you got involved not because of Wendy Davis. You got involved because maybe you've seen your mom struggling and you want it to stop. You've watched your dad, the proudest man you know, search for a job for months, and you're wondering, what will it take? Or maybe you're gearing up for that last year of college and you want to make sure you'll have a job when you graduate, and you want to know that you'll have the ability, as Celestia said, to pay your student loans. You, the people across this state with stories like that and so many others, will be the people who drive this fight, will be the people who will make the decision about where we are going to head in November of 2014 when they show up at the ballot box and exercise their voices there. And I want you to know this. I will be right beside you, knocking on doors, making phone calls, posting flyers, working as hard as I can every moment of every day for us to restore that capital in Austin, Texas to the people. If you believe like I do, that if you work hard, where you start in life should not determine how far you can go. If you believe that our kids deserve a 21st century education so that they can be part of the jobs of tomorrow. If you believe that every single Texan, regardless of race, regardless of gender or orientation or income, deserves a fighter, then please join me in this fight. Help get involved in this race and help to make a change. We are doing extraordinarily important work here and all over this state. And I want to echo what that person just said a moment ago. I believe in all of you. I believe in the thousands of people across this state who are already signing up to make a difference in the outcome of this election. I believe and trust in people to debate in front of them so that they can make a choice about who their next government should be. Most importantly, I believe with your help, we will win. God bless you all.
Thank you.